Hello.
Mrs. Joan Avery, please.
Speaking.
Hi, my name is Jane Sanders, and I'm a registered nurse. Recently, you applied for long-term care insurance with your agent, Alan Anderson. East Western Insurance has asked me to call you with some questions, which will take about 15 minutes. Is this a good time for you?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Well, I'd like you to know that this interview is being taped for quality assurance.
She's initiating a cognitive screen. Hundreds of times every week, nurses at Nations CareLink, a national health assessment company, conduct 15-minute telephone interviews to determine if individuals are in an early stage of dementia. I'm Dean Knutson, a geriatric psychiatrist. Dr. David Knopman, the originator of the delayed word recall memory screen, and I joined a team of psychometricians from the University of Minnesota to develop a brief cognitive screen valid for telephone use. We wanted to solve the need of physicians, health plans, insurers, and others to more simply assess the cognitive status of the elderly, and we wanted to screen for more than just memory loss. We worked for 2.5 years to standardize and validate the Minnesota Cognitive Acuity Screen, the MCAS. Our research, recently published, showed that the MCAS could accurately identify a client's cognitive function 98.1% of the time. No other cognitive screen can claim that level of validation. Most uniquely, the MCAS can be administered over the telephone in a 15-minute, non-threatening interview. We'd like to tell you about the development of the MCAS, what's included, how it's administered, and why we think it's the quickest and most valid screen for cognitive impairment.
My involvement in the development of the MCAS came first in the development of the memory test that is part of it. It's called the delayed word recall test. This was a test that I, along with one of my neurology student colleagues years ago, Soren Ryberg, developed, and we published it in the Archives of Neurology, 1988. This test was picked up by the long-term care insurance industry and became an industry standard. I advised Nations CareLink on the design of the initial validation study of the telephonic version of the MCAS and participated in the analysis of the data, and I ended up taking responsibility for the primary writing of the paper that describes the validation results. There are several other instruments that can be administered telephonically to assess mental status, but the advantages of the MCAS are in particular two, in that there are two subtests of the MCAS that aren't really found in the other instruments, and these two subtests give the MCAS what we believe to be particular sensitivity for detecting the earliest kinds of cognitive changes that would occur in patients who are destined to have Alzheimer's disease or who have very mild Alzheimer's disease. And these two subtests are the delayed word recall test and the verbal fluency measure.
We analyzed the statistical significance of 11 different sections of cognition in our research, individually and in groups. For example, we analyzed the statistical significance of using only the delayed word recall memory screen in a telephone interview and found that, when used separately, the overall rate of correctly classifying cognitive impairment was only 88%. However, by combining 9 of the 11 sections of cognition, we got a rate overall of 98%. The final MCAS score is a single number that is a weighted composite of the 9 sections that test different areas of cognition. They include the following: orientation, attention, and the DWR. Questions in these sections measure long and short-term memory. The DWR is especially effective in determining mild Alzheimer's disease. Comprehension, repetition, and naming detect difficulty with speech processing, such as aphasia and the ability to follow directions. Computation. Simple math problems help to indicate what stage of dementia a client might be experiencing. Judgment. Questions in this section address safety issues. Responses help us assess reasoning and decision-making skills. Finally, verbal fluency. By asking clients to name items in a category, we can assess language skills and word-finding ability. This is an extremely strong test for mild dementia. Because consistency in administering the MCAS is essential, all of the nation's CareLink nurses have been carefully trained to administer the MCAS exactly the same way every time. The nurse begins by asking the 8 questions in the orientation section. All sections of the MCAS are important. However, if an individual fails to score correctly on at least 4 of the 8 questions in this section, the telephone interview is sensitively discontinued. If she gets at least 5 correct, the interviewer administers the other sections of the MCAS. Let's look at parts of the MCAS interview in action.
I'm now going to give you some situations that require some kind of action. Tell me what you would do in each situation. What would you do if you...
If the client says that such a situation would never happen, she's asked to pretend that it happened. Let's look at another section, the Delayed Word Recall, or DWR. The Delayed Word Recall was initially developed by Dr. Knopman for face-to-face exams and validated with 2 different sets of 10 words. In a separate study, Nations CareLink and Dr. Knopman validated 3 additional sets of words specifically for use in the MCAS.
Now I'm going to give you a list of 10 words that I will ask you to recall later in the interview. I would like you to repeat each word and use that word in a complete sentence. Again, this does need to be done in your head, so don't use paper or pencil to write anything down, okay?
Okay.
The first word is monkey.
Monkey. The monkey is in the zoo.
The second word is taxi.
The nurse interviewer completes all of the sections of the MCAS and ends with a very important section called verbal fluency. In this section, she asks the client to name objects in a category.
Next, I will ask you to name as many items as you can in a category. You will have 30 seconds. I will name the category twice, and then you may begin. The category is...
There are many other cognitive screens, including the highly regarded Folstein Mini Mental Status Exam that was developed for face-to-face use. Other tests have been used over the telephone, but, as Dr. Knopman explains, the MCAS is much more sensitive than other cognitive screens.
The MCAS is clearly more sensitive than the Folstein Mini Mental State Exam. The Folstein is an excellent test for what it was intended for, but its memory component and the components of the Folstein Mini Mental State Exam that assess judgment are really rather insensitive. The MCAS is much more sensitive in both the memory and abstract reasoning domains. As for its comparison with other instruments, the only one that really is comparable in terms of the depth that the MCAS goes into is one called the Telephone Interview of Cognitive Status, or the TICS. The TICS does not have as good a memory test and does not include verbal fluency, but it can be administered over the telephone.
Long-term care insurers often order the MCAS for underwriting or claims assessments. Because of its high sensitivity and specificity, the MCAS has fewer false positives and false negatives than other screening tests. In other words, the MCAS is more effective than other tests at identifying cognitive impairment when it is present. However, it is also more effective at correctly identifying applicants who are not impaired, and this results in fewer declines than less accurate cognitive tests. In fact, in an independent study, the actuarial firm of Milliman at Robertson compared the MCAS to all other cognitive screens and found that the MCAS, if used in the underwriting process, would result in increased profitability due to increased premiums and lower claims. The MCAS can also be administered face-to-face. Nations CareLink has contracts with thousands of nurses throughout the country who have been trained to properly administer the MCAS in a person's home. When a referral for a face-to-face assessment is received, Nations CareLink identifies a nurse close to the home of the client. The nurse contacts the client to set up an appointment. We truly believe that the MCAS can make an important contribution. Administered over the telephone or face-to-face, it is an effective and non-threatening 15-minute interview that can determine with considerable accuracy if a person is cognitively impaired.